Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sunday morning and I'm just kind of hanging out here at the house today. I figured I'd go ahead and spend the day with you guys. I've been wanting to show my dad's shelving to you guys, but I've been a little bit embarrassed about how disorganized everything's been in there. But since I respect you guys and you guys are always so uplifting and giving me good comments and thumbs up, I figured I'd just show you guys just how it is, you know? And it's actually a lot more straightened up now than it was. I was actually able to get a lot of stuff up off the floor where that wood cover was covering that like garage thing that you fix cars in. So I've got a few empty boxes I need to straighten out. A lot of this stuff is consignment stuff from my friends in New York. And then also a lot of this stuff belongs to me too. So this is the shelving that my dad put in on the back side of the garage. It's been a real help. It's not nearly as organized as I wanted it to be. See, this up here is like gym stuff. There's some brand new tools. And, you know, there's some like rotisseries and air fryers and whatnot. So this is mostly his area. And then I've got some back stock and stuff over here. There's some more New York stuff. I've got to do something with these DVDs because there's a few bucks here too. And as you guys can see, over here are my large crates. Like I put large 9, large 10, and then I put whatever bin I'm using, I put it in the custom SKU area. All this stuff up here belongs to me. This stuff down here also belongs to me. A lot of this stuff is stuff that I got from that private pick bonus day. If you guys are new to the channel and you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the bottom. You're not going to want to miss that video. It's actually a 2-part series. I think it's called the Hoarder House. It's a recent video, so check it out. You'll love it. All this stuff right here is stuff that also belongs to Jim, and I need to get this stuff tested. I think both of us are going to end up doing pretty good on this stuff. And the main death pile is also going pretty strong as well. There's quite a bit of stuff to do here, so I haven't been going thrifting nearly as much. I think I've cut my thrifting down by about 80%. I'm only going 1 day a week instead of 4 or 5. My friends came out Thursday and they stayed for a couple of days and they helped me kind of straighten up a little bit and we had a great time. And I told them that I think my main goal is to get this little walkway cleared up. I want to go ahead and get everything that's on the floor over here listed, and I want to get the space back. See, all this stuff on this shelf here is listed stuff. But also over here, most of this stuff is listed too. But some things are not, like that G.I. Joe thing, that's not listed. So I've got to kind of get this stuff separated. I definitely have a lot of cash sitting here for sure. All these toys over here are listed, and some of them are really long tail. Some may never sell. Some I might have to just lot together. These are those models that I got last week at that auction tag sale. And those are going to have to get listed at some point too. And then there's some electronics that are just death pile items. I want to get rid of this stuff at some point as well, of course. I use these long crates right here for when I do kitchen parts, like food processor parts. Whenever I just want to get them out of the way, I put them in here. And I think I've got it labeled P1 through P5. That's parts 1 through parts 5. And this is the back part of that shelf that I showed you earlier. It's got just a lot of random stuff, mostly overstock. So there's plenty to do here, for sure. And those over there are, of course, the large bins that I showed you. And even over there, I've got some overstock. There's some like Lego toys or something, Duplos or whatever they're called, some kind of thing. Yes, see, even these pencils over here are worth a ton of money, guys. If you ever see these Pentel PD345Ts, pick those joints up. Those sell for about $25 a piece now because they're vintage and they're hard to find, and that's a pack of 10, but it's missing one and they're all new. Or better yet, if you see them, don't pick them up, just leave them for a Big Josh. So even though I'm focusing on death pile destruction, the death pile never really quits growing. I still hit the dump 3 days a week. I still like to go to the Salvation Army once a week. I usually hit the More Than a Thrift once a week. Obviously, since I'm not going that much, I'm not finding much anymore, but I do find a little bit, and I always show you guys what I get. And the only reason I'm not going is because I've already got so much stuff, and I'm having a hard time storing it all. So I'm just kind of taking it easy on the sourcing. In my opinion, for around here, it was overall a decent garage sale season. I could have gone to a whole lot more garage sales, but I didn't. I just ended up going to the ones I went to, and I found a fair amount of stuff. I don't think the death pile's ever going to stop growing. I think what I need to do is try to find a way to just kind of be a better lister. I would say that the listing and the sitting down and researching the items is probably my weakest eBay quality. That's kind of why I started this new series called Death Pile Destruction. I'm really hoping there are some other people that struggle with this as well, and we can all kind of motivate each other to, you know, get more stuff listed and just kind of do the right thing in reselling, you know. Because my sales have kind of been slow lately, but a majority of that is because I just haven't listed a lot of items. It's actually a pretty day outside, so I'd like to see if I could take some photos outside and possibly get some of this stuff listed tonight. Recently, my dad put a new shelf in the mudroom, and this was the old shelf that we had in there, but he built a really nice big shelf out of wood. So he ended up just taking this and attaching it to the house. He's actually got a couple of screws holding it in place. And originally, I just didn't know what I was going to do with it. But now that I look at it, I can see that it might be very handy, especially when I'm doing some staging. These items are the things that I got from the dump over the last couple of days. I found this stuff over there Thursday. I think it was last Tuesday when I got all of those mandolin parts. Well, I actually found the original slicer that it was supposed to come with. So I threw that in the bag. And then there was this brace, and it looked like these are going for pretty good money too. We checked it out and it's still working fine. And I saw this bag sitting on the shelf over there, and it's a Rj45 Tester, a new in the package crimper, and below there's a big bag full of Rj45 connections. I don't know how much I'll get for this, but this should do okay. And I saw these over there the other day, and I knew I had to have them. These guys right here are restaurant grade pans. Like if you go to a buffet restaurant, Chinese buffet, these are the exact pans you'll see there. These are made for restaurants. And there's three that size. One is not as deep, but it's longer. And then there's this guy right here. I'm pretty sure these are vintage. They're made by a company called Volrath, and I think they're gonna do okay. And then when I went over there yesterday, I found a few items. I found these two frying pans over there. They're not in the best of shape, but they don't look terrible. They just looked interesting to me, and these pans are made by a company called Technique. I looked them up, and I think they might be able to sell for a few bucks. There was also this vintage Rival ice crusher. I think that sells for around $15. I saw this Apex digital converter box. I'm not sure if it's actually new or not. We're gonna have to have a closer look at that. They had this set of Panasonic phones on the shelf. I don't know how much these sell for. Probably not a whole lot of money, but they were free, and I think it'll do okay. And then as I was talking to the lady, a guy brought in a big box of electronics, and there was nothing really that I wanted in there, but there was this Ryobi 18-volt charger, and these sell for like $25 shipped. And then I saw these guys. I actually saw these the day before yesterday, and I was just looking at them. I'm like, that's a lot to drink. And surprisingly enough, I looked them up on eBay, and they actually sell for like $15 or more sometimes. So those definitely went in the bag. So I think what I'm going to try to do is photograph some of these items today and try to get them up online. I also need to take photos of this juicer motor. This is one of the few motors that actually probably will sell. So I think I could probably, you know, get 20 bucks for this plus shipping. I'm probably going to take photos of this drink cooler too, because I think somebody might give me 20 to 25 on this. I got this at the dump last week. Alright, I was struggling on how I should list these items, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and list them all in one lot. It doesn't look like they're selling for a ton of money, which is surprising because they are, you know, decent items. So I think it's really important to take measurements on these pans. That way you let the buyer know exactly what they're getting. So I think I'm just going to take photos and throw them up there for 50 bucks or best offer plus shipping. A couple days ago when my friend Mark and Sue were here, we were down in the basement digging through the second drop off from the Hoarder House. But there's a lot of stuff in the basement, so I figured I'm just going to bring up 5 items and get them photographed. So these are just some, you know, brand new in the box items, and this stuff should be pretty easy to list. This is all gym stuff, so I want to go ahead and get this stuff up. Hey, what's happening, folks? It's the next day. It's Monday morning. It's around 9:30, and I'm running a little bit late. I never know exactly when the mailman's going to come. He could come as early as 9 o'clock, or it could be 3 o'clock. But I like to try to get my packages out by 9, but worst case scenario, I'll just have to run them down myself. I know it's been a while since I did any kind of what sold video, and there's really no specific reason as to why I haven't done any. I guess it's more or less just a time constraint. But anyway, I figured maybe I'd try to start doing it again. So it wasn't a great weekend. I did sell 6 items, and let me show you guys what sold. First thing I sold was this Dunkin' Donuts travel mug. This has been listed for about 6 or 7 months. I had it up there for like $16 or $17. Then I recently lowered the price to $15. Somebody sent me an offer of $10, and I declined. They sent me an offer of $12, and then I said, you know what, let's do it. So this is going out for $12, free shipping. And the next item I've got going out is this vintage Ward's Western Field lantern. If you guys remembered, I got this about a month ago at that St. Mary's sale. It was that huge Catholic church sale. I paid $2 for it, and the buyer paid $29.95 plus shipping. I actually had these pre-packaged on the shelf. They're a pair of Ronco 3000 black wheels. They've been listed for quite a while. They ended up selling for $23.95 with free shipping. I also got this Acutec blood glucose meter. I think this actually came in a lot of miscellaneous items like this. And I didn't know how to test it, so I sold it as is or for parts. It ended up sitting around for quite a long time, but somebody finally bought it for $9.95 plus $6 shipping. I picked this book up at the dump, so it was free. It's called Freedom of Mind, and a buyer paid $16.95 free shipping. And the last item that sold was already pre-packed. It'll be shipping in a medium flat rate box, and it's an Imperial pasta maker. I had this up for $25 or best offer. It's been kind of sitting around for a while. Somebody shot me an offer of $15. I decided to let it go. I'm only going to make about $10 on it, but I'm okay with that. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff packed up, and then I'm going to go outside and start working on photos. Believe it or not, guys, this death pile over here in the office is really starting to get a lot better. There was a lot more than this. And, you know, I'm really proud that things are starting to come together. But once I get this office area nice and neat and organized, I think I'm going to feel a whole lot better. So I'll be back in a bit, and I'll catch you guys outside. Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm back here at the photo table. I decided not to do any outside photography today. I actually had a little bit of an obstacle. I was going to go ahead and photograph these big gulp containers, but they had to be cleaned. So that slowed me down a little bit. And this also was very dirty. But now it's clean, so I'm going to go ahead and take the photos. What I'll probably do is spend the next hour or so taking photos. And tonight, I'll probably try to list some items. There's definitely a lot of work that needs to be done, but I'm just picking up 1 or 2 items at a time and just going for it. And I think that's kind of how you have to look at it. You don't want to just overwhelm yourself and say, oh, geez, I got like 2,000 items that need to be cleaned and tested. You know, just pick up an item or 2 items and then get them up on eBay and collect your paycheck. Anyway, folks, back to work for me. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. I try to get back to people as soon as possible. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Have a great night.